Call me Kylo Ren because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh look, Dylan's becoming a movie reviewer. We need more movie reviewers on this platform. I understand your fears and I hope I can dry off once I put my toes in the water. But we are in this video now and you are the one that clicked on it. You chose this. Oh, and here's a spoiler warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker feels like you were in Walt Disney World. It feels as authentic as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I don't know if that's a compliment to how good Disney is at replicating the galaxy far, far away, or an insult to the people at Lucasfilms for making a movie that is akin to people getting paid while LARPing in a swamp. I don't know if I can explain it any better than that. Before the movie even started, there was an advertisement for the new ride and it looked as real as the $300 million movie I was about to watch. It really brings it down for me, but I can't explain it. Rey's actions are unexplainable. I know the Force is telling her to do something, but she doesn't tell where she is going or what she is doing. So while her whole squad is trying to flee, she starts being like, I do as the crystal guides, and wanders off to God knows where, while her team of people relying on her panic and get Chewie killed, but actually not because it was a different ship that exploded, and the one Chewie was on got the old switcheroo without them seeing it, even though they eyed it down the entire time he was being captured. People don't die. That, in and of itself, cannot be used as an argument to support why a movie is bad. But if there are scenes of people clearly being killed, they cannot show up 30 minutes later without an explanation. They did this in the last two movies, if I remember right, with Mistress Chromium over there. But if I remember correctly, there were 3 death fakeouts in this 2.5 hour movie. One of the worst ones was when the First Order Alderaan's planet with Mr. Flightman's significant non-lover on it after she had given him her ticket out of there. That would have been an impactful moment, and it was. You can even see him realize what had happened. He realizes the power of the First Order, the importance of stopping them, and what I thought was just incredible at the time, how he ensured that she would never make it off of that planet just because he wanted to finish the mission. He had inadvertently gotten her killed by the First Order. I love that scene until the final showdown, where she shows up inexplicably and is ready to fight. No explanation at all. The consequences of our protagonist's actions were never realized, and that makes the victory way less satisfying. Carrie Fisher, or Princess Leia, was in this movie for way longer than she needed to be, and she did absolutely nothing. I heard that her lines were just cut lines from episode 7, so scenes with her are written around those cut lines. It would have been better to just cut her altogether and just have a funeral or something. J.J. Abrams was not dealt a good hand. At most, he had a pair of 2s, and those were given in the community cards. It would be like if J.R.R. Tolkien was asked to write the first 3 paragraphs of a novel and then hand it over to J.K. Rowling for the middle, only to have it given back for him to finish the novel. Plot holes included. I understand that paving over Rian Johnson's ideas is hard, and I get it, but these gripes I have are with the movie itself, most of them anyways, is what I would have said if I hadn't recently had the realization that J.J. Abrams only wanted to remake the original trilogy, but on a larger scale. It makes me appreciate Rian Johnson a whole lot more than I did before seeing this movie. The Last Jedi might not have been a good movie to a lot of the Star Wars fan base, but he didn't pander the way J.J. Abrams does. Rian Johnson made a new Star Wars movie, J.J. Abrams remade Episode 4, and then J.J. gets back on the helm and just remakes Episode 6 without even accounting for what happened in Episode 8. With this being said, I do have some good things to say about this movie. Every Star Wars movie in this era of Star Wars has had amazing color correction. Everything is really vibrant. The lightsabers light their surroundings amazingly, the blacks are black, and the whites are white. I know that this is standard, but if you've experienced the Marvel era of 2007 through to 2017, then you should appreciate the color. Speaking of, when the Emperor is having his close-up, it looks like those old-school Universal monster movies, like Frankenstein or Dracula. He has a machine connected to him that is really cool-looking. It reminded me of GLaDOS from Portal. And if it reminds me of Portal, it's good in my book. There were 2 parts that made me laugh in the movie, and they were right after the other. One was when the rebel spy reveals himself to the team. I don't know why, but the reactions got to me. Then I cut straight to C-3PO talking gibberish to a stormtrooper who is questioning their presence. C-3PO says something like... C-3PO says something and the stormtrooper goes, "That's not even a real language," all angry like. I might have let my guard down completely for a second, but those two parts got me to laugh nonetheless. Oh, and one more thing, Disney. You cannot claim to support the LGBT community when you cut them out of the movie for foreign audiences. With all the opinions and observations out of the way, let's get to the brass tacks. What is the rating? Ratings are non-negotiable and always set in stone. Dylan, we need a rating. Well, if I had to give this movie a rating, it would be a 2 out of 5, or a 4 out of 10, or a 10 out of 25, or a 25 out of 50, So those were my thoughts. I don't know if this is going to happen again, but if I ever leave a movie with a list of complaints or amazing things to say, there will be another. Just not soon. I've got an investors conference in a week, and I haven't prepared at all. I wonder if a couple of Dylans have done the work for me.